So you're going to think I'm weird when I say this, but sometimes I watch people. And I don't mean like a bird watcher staring out my window with binoculars, looking at my neighbors. No. I mean when I'm out and about, or when I'm working, or I'm in the gym, I watch mannerisms. I'm almost hyper aware of these nuances in people, but I'm starting to notice a disturbing theme. Now, social media itself is a very deep discussion, and I'm only going to talk about part of it today. But this thing that I'm noticing is people are copy pasting what they see on social media into their personalities. So, with a lot of young men, if you haven't noticed already, they're trying to be this second rate Andrew Tate. Dollar store top G. A lot of young men are trying to act like a man who they aren't even close to being. When it comes to young women, or women in general, it seems, a lot of their personality or their beliefs or their mindsets or whatever the hell, it comes from TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but I know of some of the crap that's on that app enough to know those mannerisms and phrases when I see them. And I gotta ask you, who are you? Really? Because if you're one of these people, I know you're not yourself. You're ashamed of yourself. And you think that's a bad thing. It's not. See, you probably were thinking, as I was talking about this, well, Chris, you've got all these books. Aren't you copying these people? Aren't you copying David Dita or David Goggins or Jocko Willink or Robert Greene? Aren't you copying these people? Aren't you copying Dale Carnegie? Not necessarily. When I go on to YouTube and I listen to a podcast or I read a book, it's not to put a spray on personality on and act like somebody I'm not. It's to take nuggets of information from the books, from the podcasts, and enhance who I already am. You see, a lot of people, they see who they are, and then they see who other people are, and they think, oh, there must be something wrong with me. I'm ashamed of myself. I need to act more like them. But that's only when you're chronically online like that, you're only becoming more and more a carbon copy of the next person who's addicted to their bloody phone. It's not a good place to be in, especially for your mental health. So I ask you again, who are you? Who are you really? And if you don't know, you best start finding out. And the only way to find out is to turn the phone off. Get off the apps. Get off social media. Unless you are on there to genuinely learn something. And don't tell me TikTok teaches you shit, because it doesn't. Unless you are online to genuinely learn something. Like you're watching a Huberman Lab podcast on fertility because you want to have children one day and you want to optimize your health for that. Or you are listening to a podcast on mindset and emotional control, or you're listening to a podcast on relationships. Maybe you're listening to Sadia Khan, whatever the heck. Unless you are on there listening to genuinely educational content, you should not be on social media whatsoever. Because all it's doing is rotting your brain. Let me get back to the point I'm trying to make. Get off social media. Go somewhere quiet. Sit in your room in silence. Pen and paper. answer the question, who am I? You have some thinking to do. I'm well aware of that. But when you come out of the other side of that, and yes, it may take some self-work, you can start building the real you. Improving the real you. And then becoming the best you. Okay? Okay. My name is Christopher Stroback. I come on here and I give little anecdotal rants like the one I just did whenever something pops into my brain and I feel like I need to talk about it. If you happen to find value in anything that I've said here or in any of my other videos, by all means use it. Otherwise, if you want to connect with me, talk to me personally, message me, all that sort of stuff, I got a Discord server linked below. And then, other than that, get after it. Kick some ass. I'll see you next time.